Hey, thanks for stopping by the channel. Just got back from seeing The Flash, so I thought I would give people my opinion of it while it's still fresh in my mind and before I start thinking about it too much. Sometimes when you think about stuff too much, you can start getting ultra critical when maybe that's not the right way of guiding people. So, what do I think of this movie? It's okay. I wouldn't say it's good. Um, Yeah, maybe it's borderline good. Definitely not great. Definitely doesn't suck, but it is a somewhat of a mess with a don't doesn't seem to know what they wanted to do with it. They try to put a lot of humor in it, and the humor works sometimes, and some of it's fairly stupid humor or very juvenile humor. I did hear there was a couple times I chuckled. I heard some people behind me laughing a lot more than I was. But yeah, it's kind of messy. So I'll talk about it a bit more. There might be something that could be considered spoilers, so beware. Um, but I will try not to spoil too much of it. But I do have to bring some stuff into it. So usually what I like to do is what I like and what I don't like when I'm telling somebody about a movie. So I liked the story. It was an interesting story. I don't know if they executed it very well, but the possibility of the story was very good. It's based, I believe, on a Flashpoint series of comics. I've never read them. I'm not really a comic book person, but it involves time travel and the consequences of time travel. So that was kind of a good storyline, interesting. CGI in the movie is hit and miss. At some points, it's good. During the fight with Zod, it's good. At the start of the movie and partway through it, it's bad. It is obviously CGI. It looks the quality of a video game. It's that bad. Yeah, it's very all over the place. Um, Lots of cameos in it, which are kind of nice, especially for actors that may no longer be part of the DC universe since Gunn's taking over and he wants to reboot everything and he's already kicked Henry Cavill to the curve. So um, yeah, it's I don't think he was here when this was done, so he no involvement. But a lot of the actors may not be here anymore. I know Affleck is definitely not back as Batman. And like I said, Cavill is gone as Superman, so they're moving someplace else. So yeah, the story was interesting. Casting: Michael Keaton, great job as Batman, reprising the role that he sort of originally did. I didn't like how they introduced him as kind of this recluse or whatever. They could have done a lot better job of that, but once he gets into it, very good job of being Batman. And yeah, even a bit of humor from him, but no, good. There's a few, he says a few lines from in the original part about getting crazy. Yeah, you might have saw it on the trailers, but no, did a good job. I don't know the actress's name that played Supergirl, Superwoman, whatever you want to say. Very good job. Sort of a minor role in this, in that she only comes in later on, but really well done. Very when she shows her powers, yeah, it's good. More one of the more enjoyable things on the screen. Does a really good job. It's kind of sad to say because I don't know if she's going to get another chance because again they're doing a lot of reboots and a new team is taking over. It's kind of unfortunate. I would love to see her in more stuff. Then we have to go for the elephant in the room, which is Ezra Miller. Um, I don't care, or I'm not going to bring in his personal life, which is a disaster. I just don't care for him as the Flash, as Barry Allen. Um, yeah, I just find him Unlikable, not really that likable in it. He starts off with doing a lot of the humor, and it's just, I found a lot of it not great. Some of it is okay, but he does a sequence when he's saving babies in a hospital and eating at the same time, sort of thing. They tie back to he's low on fuel, and it's just doesn't. It's kind of stupid, as far as I'm concerned. When he introduces or comes to meet his other self is just a moron, just so stupid in the through most of it until the end of the battle, and he sort of matures. So that forces the original Barry to kind of go into a serious person type mode, and at that point, Miller works. He can actually do the Flash. I don't know if they think he's. I know in the Justice League he was kind of the comedy relief, and he flips back and forth between, depending on if it's he's playing himself or the new guy. But some of it is just, yeah, it's just so stupid. And I'm sorry, I'm an older guy, so maybe it's just my age, but I found it stupid. They talk about, oh, he's done a good job, and what are they going to do now? Are they going to replace him? Yeah, replace him. I do not. A lot of times you'll tie an actor or an actress to a movie role, and you don't want to see them change. I could care less. He could carry on, but yeah, yeah. Sometimes he's good in the movie, and sometimes it just annoys me, whatever he's doing on the screen. Um, so what else? General Zod coming back. Doesn't really get a lot of dialogue. You just see him doing stuff. Fine. I know the actor didn't necessarily want to come back, but they probably waved a big checkbook at him and he came back. He's fine. He does what he did in the original. Um, Lots of cameos in the movie, which I liked. Some of them fan service more than anything else. There's, yeah, Nicolas Cage. Although it's not real life Nicolas Cage, but it's Nicolas Cage as Superman, which I guess at one time they were thinking of casting him in, so that was kind of humorous. Christopher Reeve, again, all CGI stuff and not horribly done at that point. The CGI in this movie is all over the place too. In the fight scenes with Zod, it's actually quite good. Supergirl's in it, Batman's in it, and the two Flashes are in it, and that part of it is pretty good. Um, I know they've, I guess, made a joke sort of the way they showed in the Justice League Ezra Miller as the Flash running, and they sort of uh, that was one of the funny things is they sort of make fun of themselves because it looks weird when he's running. I don't know why they did it that way, but it's just so dumb. But they at least make fun of it themselves, and that I liked. But the movie starts off and it's a fight. Like I said, Ezra's saving babies. Batman is chasing crooks, and it is so evident. Much as I like the way they did it, the action in it, but so much of it is so evidently CGI and not great CGI, like video game quality CGI. It's just, yeah, it's, yeah, they have to do it, I guess, in certain things, but it just looks obviously CGI. And Ezra Miller saving babies, the babies are all, of course, CGI, and they don't look real, and the dog doesn't look real until the end. So, yeah, it's a lot of disappointing. I like the CGI in movies. It's something I look forward to, and this at the start is bad. Um, how they represent him going back in time is also very strange. But yeah, it's hit and miss about the CGI. Not great. I would say it's poor, if nothing else. Um, like to see that they. I mean, they should have had. They have Wonder Woman appears in it, and Aquaman appears in it, although only in a really stupid trailer at the end, which is sort of insulting for that character when they have a movie coming out with him. But it's supposed to be a joke, and I didn't find it particularly funny. Uh, Wonder Woman, first she's not picking up her phone, and then it magically appears and saves the day, kind of thing. And nice to see Gal Gadot in it. One probably last time, um, but phew, no Henry Cavill other than a very animated picture of him as when he's from the Justice League. Would have been nice to see a little bit of respect paid to the guy for doing such a good job by having him live action, but apparently it was in it and they took it out or something. I don't know. I I did not like. I didn't really like that was the case, but yeah. So Keaton's good. The story is good. CGI is hit and miss. Ezra Miller is hit and miss. Supergirl is good. Um, Cameos are good for them. Special effects, I think I just said, is hit and miss. More miss than hit. So, movie winds up as it should, which is Barry figuring out that he shouldn't be pissing around with time. But he does kind of figure out a way of not screwing things up and altering it just slightly. So, yeah, it's I'm trying to think of out of five what I would give it. 2.5, not much more than that. I was maybe part of its disappointment. I was looking for so much more in that the Flash was getting his own movie, and I don't think that they did the character justice. I always liked the Flash when I did read comic books as a kid. Part of it's the actor, and part of it's just yeah, it doesn't he doesn't do a good job of being the Flash. The guy that plays Barry Allen on the Flash TV show would have been better than Ezra Miller is. So that's it. Like I said, it's a very messy movie with some good points and some bad points. So I don't know if that's any help to you whatsoever. And it's really only my opinion. You may find it totally different experience from it, but I just thought I'd throw that out there for fun. Thanks.